Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, members, honored guests. Life is very much like a book. Pages turn into chapters, and it's a new chapter in my life that has brought me here to Toastmasters in Wenatchee. As many of you know, I have recently moved over from the west side. And I'd like to give you a bit of a view on who I am through the lens of public speaking, because after all, that's what we're all really here about. And for me, my first public speaking that I recall happened as it did for many of us, and that was in school. My family had moved from Bellevue, Washington, which at that point in time was a very casual bedroom community of Seattle area, to a town called Pompton Plains, New Jersey, about as different a world as you could imagine. Very prim, very proper, very Ivy League-ish. And at the age of 7, I was given the opportunity to stand before my brand new group of classmates and read to them out of my Bluebird reader. And at that point, the world around me became very dark, except for the very bright white light of my pages. But I survived that. And I was very happy and content for the next 7 years. Until, surprise of surprise, we were given the news that we're moving back from Pompton Plains to Bellevue, Washington. And talk about culture shock. But I survived that as well. My public speaking continued in school, and my last hurrah was at our high school graduation, where I had the opportunity to stand on the stage at the Seattle Opera House and speak. And once again, my world became very dark, save for the white circle that lay before me. But that was just the stage lighting, so to be expected. But it wasn't until my career that my public speaking really began. And my career started off in the fashion business. Emphasis on the business, and most of it was sales presentations. But I found my true passion really in seminars, working with my retailer staff, teaching them about my products. I had the opportunity to represent some of the finest manufacturers in the world, and it wasn't enough for me just to know that my product was the most expensive. I had to know why. So I spent a great deal of time and effort learning about things like what made fully full fashion fine gauge knitwear, which didn't mean an awful lot to the general population, but was incredibly useful for my retailer sales staff. And I relished in the opportunity to teach them, as I had relished in the opportunity to learn. But it wasn't until another chapter in my life, when I changed careers and entered the arena of financial services, that I realized how powerful public speaking could be. No longer was I just dealing with trying to make a more sharply dressed man or woman, but I was dealing with people's and families' hopes and dreams and their very futures. And there was no darkness. It was very bright and very important. But that opportunity led me to many other opportunities for public speaking. One of which was the opportunity afforded me by one of my companies to create and host and direct and produce a radio show. Affordable Aging was heard on KIXI, AM 880, in the greater Puget Sound area for a number of years, and then eventually over here on our very own KBQ here in North Central Washington. But with each chapter of my life, the opportunity to learn was equaled by the joy that I felt in sharing what I learned with others. And through those opportunities, my opportunity for public speaking has grown even more. And that's what's brought me through these doors. The opportunity to learn to become a better speaker. Through becoming a better speaker, to hopefully become a better communicator. And by becoming a better communicator, to help even more people. So this evening, as I turn yet another page, I can't help but think how excited I am to see what happens next. Thank you.